Here we go, guys. It is the end of October. I have been on the elimination diet now for a solid 4 weeks. I feel pretty successful in it. I know I started off doing a couple blogs, kind of laid the foundation of where I was at the time, and was supposed to do a few more updates than what I've been doing. But I found that to be a little challenging. Just because I don't have the time to sit down and talk to a computer or talk to a camera. But because all my time is taken up making food. Because when you're on this type of program, you cannot eat processed food. Processed food is your convenience foods, right? So all that quick grab and go stuff, yeah, not possible. So I spend a lot of time cooking and preparing and making things so that I always have food available. Number one rule of thumb, do not run out of food. May I tell you that again, do not run out of food. Because if you run out of food, you are going to eat things that you shouldn't eat. Bottom line. Now, over the 4 weeks, I have slipped up a couple times, but I think that they were reasonable slip-ups. I have avoided all sugar. In terms of sweet deliciousness sugar. No cookies, no cupcakes, no pastries, no anything that has sugar like that in it. Now, I have had a few slip-ups here and there with some potato chips and some meatballs that probably had breadcrumbs in them, or eggs or whatever. But very minimal and few and far between over the 4-week period. So I feel that, first of all, my body let me know that I was eating something that I shouldn't be eating, and I was pretty quick to recover from it. It takes about 3 days to process that stuff out of your system, and I found that to be pretty true. So all systems kind of went back to normal after 3 days for sure. Here's the good news. I have lost a good 10 pounds. That, to me, is a side effect or bonus, so to speak. My whole purpose of this was not to lose weight, but I am now under 160 pounds, and that's the first time I've been at that weight for about 3 years. Well, ever since all of this hormonal stuff happened, and then I hurt my neck, couldn't go to the gym. So that's a huge win. The other huge win is I have excessive amounts of energy. So much energy. I don't know what to do with it sometimes. I run literally from 4:30 in the morning when I wake up all the way until I lay my head on the pillow, which, you know, hit and miss between 9 and 10 o'clock every night during the weekday. Weekends have been jam-packed. Daughters come to visit. Vince's kids came to stay. We've had a party, couple weekends in a row, been doing different things, went to a big Halloween party. So just lots of stuff going on, and I've stayed very comfortable with my energy levels. No depression. That, to me, is, you know, right there with that weight loss and depression. Gone. I just don't feel that lethargic fatigue of not wanting to do anything and just hanging out. That has pretty much eliminated itself in this whole elimination program. My skin is still having issues. However, I'm pretty minimal now to just 1 or 2 spots. I've got some spots on my hands that are still, I know this is a horrible video, but I'm still breaking out with skin reactions. Now, I don't know if that's just because it's going to take longer than 4 weeks to purge out all the toxins that are in my body. My guess is yes. And or the skin conditions are not so internally driven as much as they might be externally driven by something in the environment, right? So maybe a lotion I'm using or soap I'm using, or it could be stress. Stress is huge. My follow-up appointment is November 13th, so I'm hoping that by the end of this week I will be able to do the stress test, which is where I do a swab of my mouth for a day, a bunch of little samples, and I send those in, because the skin condition could also be related to stress. And to be honest with you, I spend a lot of time cooking and making meals and making sure that I've got things to eat, and stressing over if I do or I don't have that food. I also noticed that my flare-ups on my skin, as far as when it starts irritating me, happens a lot on the drive to work and the drive home from work. And if you've ever driven on 480 or 90 in Cleveland, you know that that can be stressful, especially during the peak hours for rush hour. So, well, we'll find out. You know, I'll keep you guys posted. But all in all, the elimination diet has been great. I highly recommend it to anyone. You know, I look back on the last few years and I think to myself, wow, you know, I don't know why everybody doesn't do this. It's so, you know, so easy for me now to, you know, cook these meals and use these different alternatives and, you know, kind of know what to eat, not to eat. But I have to stop and think about the fact that this has taken me like 4 years of a journey, almost 5. From the moment that I started CrossFit way back a long time ago, it feels like, to today. That's a long period of time to chip away at bad habits and chip away at bad eating and you know, kind of get into that groove. So, you know, to credit those people out there that are considering making some of these changes, you know, cold turkey from a previous lifestyle of bad habits in the American diet, you know, kudos for you. Do not give up if you fail. Don't. Just keep going at it, because you'll succeed one day. You will. And I feel that I'm getting close to the point in my life where I'm able to just say, you know what, I'm succeeding with this. I'm actually winning at it for the first time ever. But it's taken a long time. So don't give up. Give yourself a lot of credit. Stay tuned for more video blogs, because I'll keep you guys updated after I go to the doctor. And then, of course, any challenges that I might come across along the way here as I'm winding down to starting the reintroduction phase. So thanks for listening, and have a great Halloween. Bye.